Wilson is a proud Novocastrian by birth, who after travelling, studying and working interstate for 15 years came home to start AOK Health. An exercise scientist by training, Bradley combined over 30 years practicing martial arts to develop a unique philosophy of combining skill acquisition and balance control as a basic for effective injury rehabilitation and improved sports performance. Bradley has built a worldwide reputation for the quality and functionality of his Medi-balls, with his exercise ball design used throughout the world by elite athletes and clinics. He believes workplace leadership is about being adaptable to your team, and there is no rule of thumb for effective leadership. Welcome, Bradley. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Holly. How are you today?
Good, thanks. Starting a business from scratch has likely seen your leadership style evolve. What changes do you believe have occurred?
Holly, I guess it's like all things. Yeah, leadership involves the people you're working with. So there's no rule of thumb for leadership because you have to modify that to your team. And quite often the skills of your team will dictate how you want to lead them. So the idea is to try and get the best out of the capacity of your team members as opposed to trying to generate some sort of fashionable leadership model.
What leadership style would you say you have?
I think encouraging, but I like to lead with a firm hand, but to upskill my team so that they can make decisions for themselves. So the important thing is to be able to ensure that they feel confident that you trust them, you trust their decisions, and it's up to you to make sure you give them the right skills, the right knowledge, and the intellectual property they require to do their job.
Along those lines, how do you encourage creative thinking and leadership within the organisation?
We set lots of KPIs for our team. And the idea for that is to give them some goals to try and reach, teach them how to reach goals and teach them how to set goals. So the idea is that they can then use whatever creative means they need to get there. My job is to, because I'm the specialist technically in our business in terms of exercise and exercise science, is to simplify some of the messages we have to go out to our target markets. And again, let them start to think of how they can best relate to our customers.
What is one mistake you witness leaders making more frequently than others?
Oh, goodness, it depends. Leaders in business, I think quite often that's assuming something that's not there. So your expectations for somebody's performance as a leader or for your business is you assume something's been done or you've done and given enough information for somebody to make the right decision, and you haven't. And quite often, if you're busy, little things slip by that make leadership sometimes exasperating for your staff. And I think they feel it because you think you've done something and they haven't done it. I don't think there are any major faults that I see in my peers in business. It's usually the pressure of decision making and timing that influences some of those things, and quite often it's the small things that have the biggest impact with your team. And it's really being aware of those small things and making sure that all the basics are done right, and then they'll have the confidence to be able to move on from there. But if you're always thinking big picture, you can sometimes get yourself into trouble.
What is one action or task you ensure you incorporate into your diary each week?
It's really, for me personally, it's about looking to where we've got to go to. And it's that message I try and have in my mind clearly that I need to then be able to have as a framework for my team to work with. And that's having a clear picture moving forward. Now, sometimes that changes. So every week I try and make sure that I do that. Personally, every day I try and exercise. I try and involve myself with our products, with our customers. But it's really keeping that vision and keeping it simple. It doesn't have to be rocket science, but making it clear and concise. And if I can pass that on to my team, I've done a great job for the week. The times I let myself down and I let the team down, I think, is when I don't do that. And I'm a great believer in management does start from the top, and that's why leadership is such an important part of business. It's really providing that inspiration to move forward for your team.
And to finish, what local business person do you find inspiring?
Oh goodness, there are lots of people who I find inspiring locally. Probably the person who I have had a lot to do with in the last 10 years or 12 years, but probably even longer now, is Kyle Loads. Now, Kyle and I have worked together. We were on the board of the Business Chamber for 8 years together. And I've seen him progress in his business. He started up a business within that time, and he's progressed that through to be a very successful new business model and enterprise, and gone on to be the president of the NRMA, so as well as his other non-business roles. And that's required great leadership skills and good discipline and the ability to be able to simply plan and keep that goal for your team.
Thank you so much for your time today, Bradley.
Thanks, Holly.
You can find Bradley online at www.aokhealth.com.